On.
Alright, we are back with the first run of day 3 for the UKSG Autumn 2021. We have Pokemon Trading Card Game on the Game Boy Color by Crrool. Take it away.
Hello, everyone. I'm just gonna dive right into the run. Tech, get ready on time. I'll explain what's gonna happen and who I am once we've actually started. Starting in 3, 2, 1, go. So, welcome everybody to Pokemon Trading Card Game. I'm Crrool. I have run a lot of Pokemon games, pretty much all Pokemon games, and TCG is always a fun little one to do. Now, if you've known the trading card game, and you figure, okay, I have an idea of how this is gonna work. Well, you've guessed wrong. I'm just gonna say that outright. You've guessed wrong. It's not gonna be anything like that. We are essentially going to be playing the game, but instead of, doing the usual stuff, and we're gonna, how you would expect to play the trading card game, we're gonna essentially table flip on every battle, and we're gonna just claim that we've won that way. About probably like 2-ish years ago, they discovered a new glitch through which you can beat the game a lot faster than you might think. And it actually brought down the time from initially like almost an hour for glitchless to about 15 minutes, which is the category we're going to do today. And then they even found ways to RNG manipulate, and that made it even faster. And it went all the way down to like 3 minutes or something. It's ridiculous. Now, admittedly, that RNG manip category I can't do, so instead we're going to do the other category, the no arbitrary code execution. Now, as TCG does, we're going to start here in the tutorial. The tutorial is a little annoying because you have to do exactly as this person tells you to do. You cannot play any other cards in any other order except for how he tells you to play it. Otherwise, you have to redo the entire turn. Now, that sucks, and it doesn't actually teach you all that much about how the game works. I mean, it kind of teaches you which buttons are what, but it's kind of boring, it's kind of slow, so I'm not going to do that. Here he tells me what we have to do for turn number 1, how we have to select a water energy card and then attach it to my active Pokemon Goldeen. And then we use Horn Attack from the menu. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Staryu, and that's how we finished the tutorial. There we go. Essentially what I did there is a glitch that we will be using a lot in this run, where I go into the information screen of the last Pokemon in our party. I then cancel out of that at the same, but like basically 1 frame after canceling out, I press down and A at the same time. And that kind of messes with the game a little. We're going to pick Bulbasaur, by the way, because it's the bulkiest deck, and that's kind of all we really need, a bulky Pokemon here. But yeah, we get Bulbasaur, and essentially what that glitch does is, one fast text, is it sets our status to the last win or loss that we've had in a battle up to that point. So by doing that, I essentially can tell the game, no, I've won. There is one major downside to this trick, though. This will only work up to the point that I lose. If I ever lose a battle, for whatever reason, at that point it's over. There we go. So, the only big condition that goes here is that I cannot ever lose. If we lose, the way to get around that is by then winning another fight again. But winning a fight can be quite difficult because we're never really going to move away from the standard deck. It's also why our estimate is quite generous, so that at least if I die at any point, I will have the opportunity to make up for that. So yeah, we sometimes get into this bit of a glitched menu. It means that I've gotten the glitch, but I was basically a frame off. So I was like either a frame late or early, and then you kind of get into that menu, and that's really annoying. because it basically means that I still just have to do the glitch the same way I was already doing it, but sometimes this glitch can be a little finicky to get because the timing is really precise. And I think I'm hitting down a little too late at the moment. There we go. We're getting through them, but it is a little bit difficult to do. Like I said, this is a frame-perfect trick, so failing it a few times is quite normal. If you're going for top times, this is really the glitch that you need to master. I'll put in a second Pokemon. So this is our first gym leader, the electric-type gym leader, and since we have a fair few water Pokemon in our deck... Right. No. Go to Goldeen. Okay, we're gonna cancel... We're gonna just try that again. There we go. Alright, that was a little slow, but we got ourselves the first batch of the game. Now, Pokemon TCG works in many ways pretty much the same as it does in most Pokemon games, where what we have to do is we have to collect 8 batches. Once we've collected 8 batches, I can then go into the Elite Four. And then once we've beaten the Elite Four, in this game you get specific legendary cards. So they include things like Zapdos, Moltres, Articuno, and Dragonite. And that's kind of like the win. That's what we're trying to get to. Now, some of the gyms are really short, because all we need to do is... we have to just beat the gym leader. Some gyms are a lot longer. This happens especially in the early game, where we have certain gyms where instead of just having to beat the gym leader, we may have to beat everybody in the gym, or we may have to go around and try and find certain people to be able to actually access the gym leader. You know, that sort of stuff. I will say after every couple of gyms, I'm going to save the game. Just on the off chance that we do lose, so that I have something to go back to. So I'll be doing that after we're done with this gym, for example. Alright. So now that we've beaten everyone in the water gym, we then get access to Amy, who we can now fight. And she is going to be our second gym leader, the water gym leader. There we go. That is the water badge. They call them master medals in this game, but essentially they're just the badges as we've known them. So I'm gonna save the game here. So you can see we're 7 minutes in and we've already got 2 badges. We now get our first mandatory rival fight. There's gonna be a few of these, where every once in a while we are just randomly gonna have to face the rival. Now, normally, it doesn't actually matter if we win or lose this. Like, if I lose this fight, it wouldn't actually matter. But, as I said before, the win con basically gets reset to the last fight that we've done. So, if I lose, that actually becomes a problem specifically because of that. Alright, now we're going to fight Michael. This seems like an optional member, or an optional fight, but it really isn't. At the very start, I talked to the fighting gym leader, and essentially what he said is he has his pupils in 3 other gyms. And what we need to do is we need to fight all 3 of his pupils, and only after we've beaten all 3 of them we can go, fight the fighting gym leader. So in some gyms, you'll see me take some weird movement, or fight some trainers that don't really make sense, specifically to make sure that we can fight the fighting gym leader after. The grass gym is kind of the opposite of that, where all of the trainers of the grass gym are in the gym, but the gym leader isn't. So what we need to do in order to fight the grass gym leader, which is also going to be our last gym, by the way, is we need to fight all 3 of the members of the grass gym, and then once we've done that, the gym leader will spawn in a different area, after which, you know, I can talk to her, and then she'll go back, and, you know, we live happily ever after and all that. Or essentially, we just beat her, and that gives us access to the Elite Four, because that's what we're here for. There we go. So the way I like to think about this glitch is kind of that we go into every battle, but rather than doing the fight, we basically flip the table. You know, we start the fight. They might get to do their first turn because otherwise I can't access this menu. go. And then after we've done that, after we've gotten to our turn, we basically just flip the table around and we say, okay, see, your cards are on the floor, we won. And that works. I don't know why it works, but that does work. So far, nobody seems to have contradicted us on that, and we're like, yeah, no, that seems legit. So the glitch hasn't really been working super well. I admittedly am a little bit out of practice, but we're doing all right. So here is our third gym leader. This is the science gym, because that is a thing. We have a science gym. This guy tends to run a bunch of Mewtwo's, as well as some other poison-type Pokemon, but mostly a lot of Mewtwo's. Again, we table flip, we claim that we won, and then he just gives us the badge. That's kind of just how that works. Now, there is some RNG involved in this run, because who starts the fight is actually... that's still random. The first turn is determined by a coin flip, and there is not much we can do to influence that coin flip. Okay, this is a little bit scary because I only have Caterpie, and this is a fighting club member. Luckily, we got to start. So if we get to start, then, you know, we've basically won. If we don't get to start... Come on, there we go. You know, if our opponent gets the start, then it can get a little bit scary, because if they kill us on turn 1, specifically on turn 1, it's the only chance they get, it becomes kind of a problem. So this is our fourth gym leader, the Fire Gym. Okay, I got Nidoran. That's all right. I don't mind Nidoran. And we get the start anyway, so we win. There we go. That's our Fire Gym. So like I said, this is one of those examples of a gym where we don't actually have to fight anyone else in the gym. We just have to beat the gym leader. So this kind of takes away pretty much all of the randomness in this game, and it's what kind of makes this a really... It's kind of a dumb category. It's kind of a wacky category. It's kind of fun to do a few times, but it's not like a super interesting category or anything. Like the glitchless category, on the other hand, is a really cool thing to go through, but the downside of glitchless is that it is incredibly RNG heavy, and it's also why, you know, this category picked up a little bit after the glitch was discovered, but fairly quickly died out as well. This isn't a category that's run by many people, or not run actively by many people, mainly because, you know, it's fun to do a few times, but the fun dies down rather quickly. But it's still kind of cool to see, and I always love being able to showcase this. So yeah, those Machops, this is actually one of the Pokemon that I can die to, that Machop. The thing with Machop is it has Jab combined with a Plus Powder. If I only have a normal type Pokemon, that can be scary because normal types take double damage. So yeah, Nikki has spawned here. That's the Grass Gym Leader. And now from there, I can go down here to the Rock Club. You might have already noticed kind of how our movement is planned out, but essentially what we're trying to do in this game is we want to do as little overworld movement as possible. So we kind of just take a circle around the map, and because of the way that the game is set up, we can do that in two different ways. There's one route that goes to fighting, then grass, water, lightning, and it kind of circles the opposite way of how I just did, and then there's the way that I just circled. And both kind of turn out to be the same length, and it doesn't really matter all that much. But basically, you can either go through it clockwise or counterclockwise, whichever the runner prefers. Both are viable routes to take here. We do generally always take Bulbasaur, even though it's not required, but the Bulbasaur deck just tends to have the most bulky Pokemon. And since dying on turn 1 is kind of the only way that you can lose in this run, we kind of just keep that into account. Okay, Fighting Club time. This is actually one of the only fights that I've ever actually died to, because I had an Eevee lead as my only Pokemon. Okay, we got Kangaskhan. Kangaskhan is like one of the most bulky things in our deck. Yeah, I got an EV lead, and then he got 20 damage plus the plus powder plus double damage, or 20 damage doubled up because it's EV and it's weak to it, plus a plus powder, which added another 10, which meant it was a one-shot. So yeah, fighting type Pokemon just tend to be scary. Alright, one gym left, and then we're done with all of the gyms. We just have the grass gym. We've now had Nikki spawn here, so we can talk to her. She's gonna give us, she's gonna, like, they're all 6 prize fights, but again, we don't really care. She leads Oddish, that's okay. So yeah, here we might get paralyzed. We will get paralyzed. I don't care, because it doesn't matter if we have any status conditions for this glitch to work or not. And there we go, that is our last gym. So, we now have collected all 8 of the badges, and we can go to the stadium in the center of the map to go fight the Elite Four. And that is what we're going to do. So, here we go, the Pokemon Dome. I am going to save the game one more time. This is the last save I'll take. Oh, I said no. I meant to say yes. It's probably worth mentioning, time is not immediately after the last fight here, but rather after the last text box once we've picked up all of the cards. Basically when we flash into the credits. Anyway, for Elite Four members, starting off with Courtney, at this point the fights become a little bit more tricky, and there are definitely a few that have the opportunity to kill me. So that was the Moltres deck. On to the second one. This is Steve. He has a Zapdos deck. Now, the Zapdos deck is particularly scary because, and that's also why I'm picking 2 Pokemon here, because if he puts a Zapdos on the board, somebody will randomly take 30 damage. If I only have 1 Pokemon, that could be my lead Pokemon, and that can be very, very scary. Wait. There we go, that's the Zapdos deck. So this is Jack. He has a Articuno deck. At this point, we're already done with the scariest one, but I'm still going to put in 2 Pokemon just to be safe. We get the lead, so it is fine. There we go, that's Jack. Alright, now we get Rod. Rod is the Dragonite trainer. Now, this is not actually the last trainer of the game. There is one more, the current champion. Rod is generally not as scary because most of his leads are not all that dangerous. So I figured Jigglypuff should be enough. Okay, that's Rod. So yeah, it seems there's one trainer that's beaten the Elite Four before we did, which is our rival, Ronald. Surprise, surprise. Here we go. I'll put in 2 Pokemon just to be safe. This is generally not a very scary fight either, but we'll make it work. So he does a lot of things, but eventually he only does 10 damage, and we can kind of just finish up the fight here. So yeah, that's the last fight. Now do get ready on time, because we are almost done. So we pick up the cards here. Once we've picked up the last card and we've mashed through the text boxes and we flash into the credits, that's when time is going to be. So we get Moltres, we get Articuno, we get Zapdos, we get Dragonite. And then a few text boxes and time. That's it. That's Pokemon Trading Card Game. Hope you guys had fun. If you like your Pokemon speedruns, be sure to go check out the Pokemon speedrunning community. Ton of cool people over there. If you like to see more of, wacky runs that I do, my name is somewhere down there. So just drop a follow and you'll eventually see me again. I want to thank UKSG real quick for allowing me to do this as the opening for the final day. So, yeah, thank you everyone from UKSG, and that'll be it for me. Good luck on the rest of day 3. And let's go raise some money for charity.
Absolutely cannot imagine a better opener. You know what? I've played a lot of the Pokemon trading card game in real life, and I don't remember ever using those strats exactly. Maybe I'll take those into my into my next match. Thank you very much for the run. Coming up, we have our very own Hood601 running Sonic 1 Forever. So stick around for the intermission, and don't go anywhere.